Okay, I got the text Mothers and Teenagers, a Modern Tragedy, and the author in the text is Rachel Cusk, and the article is from April 5th in 2015, and it is from the magazine The Times. Um, I'm going to analyze it as a non-fiction text because it is an article. To sum up on the text, Kusk tells about her own experience of having a or teenagers daughters, and I'm going to be analyzing the appeals, the style of writing, and the writer's intention in this video. To start off, I would like to start with appeals, and first of all, she uses her personal experience as pathos. So she tells what she has been through, and therefore we get sympathy for her. This is shown in the following quotes from page 6 in line 31, where she says, "Not thinking about her at all, she'll come and stand next to me and say, 'Give me attention.'" Here we can see that she's using me and I, where we see that she's using her own experience. Ethos has been used when, in the following quote, for an example, "You should read a book, I say." She rolled her eyes. This was on page 6 in line 8. And here she uses pathos because she used a conversation to sort of tell a story. So therefore she also gets trustworthiness because she tells a story. Then I would like to go to the style of writing, and in the text she uses parenthetic sentences, and this is because she starts a lot of sentences with an and this also makes her language a lot everyday like. So she makes the text really understandable for every human, like Ida, jeg er lige ved at lave en engelsk aflevering. For every category, so she can tell the story to teenagers and to adults. And she part of the article in 4 sections. The first one is on page 6 to page 7 in line 105, where she tells about how the parents has told her how teenagers is and how teenagers act and how her teenagers act. And then on page 7 line 106 to page 8 in line 156, where she tells about her job and how it is affected by the situation in the home. Then on page 8 to page 9 in line 267, she tells about the daughters and how they use the she, and she tells about the she. And then in page 9 to page 10, she tells about how sorry the daughter is. She uses these sections to kind of make her intention clear. From the start, she tells that the other parents came and said to her that it is going to be real hard, and then she tells about her experience, and then in the end she concludes that the daughter is sorry, so it's going to be fine in the end. Also, she used figurative language. One example is on page 9 in line 251, where she says, "They're like a pair of terriers with a stick. They've got their teeth into the world and its ways." So here she comments on how the daughters behave. Like when they've got their mind on something, they can't let it go. Also, the word Terry is a negative word, so she's using this to get the reader to have sympathy for her. Yeah. Then I would like to jump to the variety's intention, and the analysis shows that the intention is that you might have to struggle for face as a mother, but it is going to be fine. And like I said before, and then she tries to get this message out to, or intention out to, mothers and teenagers. To the mothers, because she wants to tell about the she so they won't get afraid, and that it's just a phase. To the teenagers, she wants to help them understand what they're doing to their mothers or parents for that case. And then she comments on page 10 in line 328, and she is still, after all, a child. Here she concludes that she is still a child, and normally children has a hard time by seeing that what they do will have consequences, and it can be hurting people. And she also wants to indicate that it wasn't an okay behavior. It isn't okay behavior when teenagers does this. To conclude, she succeeds in her language to make her intention clear, and she is really real good at using the language for her advantage. So she is real good at explaining her intention through her language and through the everyday language. Yeah, and then the language also helps tell for her that it is hard to have a teenager, and it might be so hard that you want to quit, but it's going to be fine.